I grew up in the Bronx, and I started dancing out of church. There was a dance school that was affiliated with the church, and all of my friends were going. And I joined Creative Outlet Dance Theater of Brooklyn, and I fell in love with moving. They got me into LaGuardia High School. From there, I continued my training at the Juilliard School. Opening your spirit and just fully engaging in the moment. I don't think that I had been able to fully engage in a moment until I started dancing. I was dancing in Sweden at the Gothenburg Opera Dance Company, and there was a lot of stuff bubbling up at the time. This was around 2014, 15. It was the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement here, and I started to feel very isolated. And so I quit my job, and I decided to move home to focus more on building things that could help the next generation of dancers. People started emailing me this audition flyer for Gibney. They were actively looking for a diverse company, and they had an interest in social action. And I thought, this sounds like everything that I want to be doing with my life. The process of working with Brian Arias and Amy Miller for their split bill was very varied, and it really called on all of our skills as dancers to be versatile. But each choreographer is different, and each choreographer has a different approach to movement based on their experience. What I try to do is really hone in to what the choreographer is asking. And not just what they're asking, but what they're doing, and what they're sensing, and what they're feeling. And then try to block out everything else and hone into that and achieve it. Brian's 1,000 million seconds is a creation. In a creation, you're a part of it. Your DNA is sewn into the ethos, and he doesn't come in and dictate every single thing, but he has a direct drive where he comes in and you just work every day and you build and you build and you build, and then one day suddenly we had this beautifully woven piece of like movement tapestry. And so it's just all of these beautifully strung together memories that when put together, it's 1,000 million seconds of somebody's life. So each day that we walked in with Brian was different. On the very first day, we tried on masks. Other days, Brian would come in and he was like, bam, 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 you go, she goes, got it? His history with complexions and with NDT and with crystal pite lives inside of his body. And so just finding that in my physicality, which is really totally different, was a challenge that I was excited about because I felt like I still have space to grow. Amy Miller's Valence is driving and exciting, and it's about atoms moving around collectively in space together. What you have is this kind of energy and these relationships that are constantly shifting and moving. And I think that that's a really exciting way into the work to see how relationships keep changing and moving and morphing and growing. So Amy Miller's process has been very different in contrast to Brian Arias's because this was a work that was already created. She's reimagining it today in 2018 on these bodies in this space. And so there is the element of achieve the structure that's already there, but also I really want you to find yourself in it. So maybe we need to tweak this or change that or add this in because you're not this other person. That mixture of kind of setting and creating has been really different and really wonderful. And I can keep learning from the person in front of me so that next time I'll understand you just a bit more and we can go a bit faster and take more risks and create more and more art.